we were over 4 million people in the queue. And this was like just 2 hours in. Hey everyone, Logan here from Zippy's Card Corner. In today's video, we're going to be discussing the Black Bolt and White Flare dual set that was pre-released earlier today on Pokémon Center for English. So if you're not aware, Black Bolt and White Flare are a new dual set that it's gonna be released both in Japanese and in English. So this is the first time that the two have been the exact same name. It's the first dual set that English has ever done. And there's a whole lot of really interesting and cool things that they're doing with these sets, both the Japanese and English. They're going to be very similar this time around. But every single Unova Generation 5 Pokemon will get at least an illustration rare or an art rare in Japanese, or a special illustration rare or secret art rare in Japanese. And so just within the week that it's been, a couple of days that it's been announced, there's already a lot of hype and speculation about what this set is going to do for Pokemon, because as of right now, we are sort of in a cooling down period, right? Where we have a couple of, what we thought were going to be heavy hitters. I mean, Destiny Rivals is obviously a really hyped set, but when the artworks were released, you had a good amount of fans and good amount of the audience that were a little bit disappointed with what they saw. And not to say that it's not expensive or not super hyped, we're just not seeing, I think, the levels that people were scared that we might, right? I think right now Destiny Rivals is projected to hit, between 250 and 270 a box right now. But Journey Together is cooling down at right around $200 a booster box, and so Destiny Rivals I think will do better than that one. It'll be it's a bigger set. People seem to be more appreciative of the rares and the artwork and Destiny Rivals than Journey Together. So I think it makes sense that Destiny Rivals settles ahead of Journey Together, but as we're kind of in this cooling down period, especially in the Japanese market where we have, some of these sets that are just really falling. Heatwave Arena is down from 131 at its peak to right around 80, between 80 and 85 a booster box right now. But this Black Bolt and White Flare dual set that is announced for both Japanese and English, I think is causing a lot of people to second guess whether or not Pokemon is headed for a cooldown or not. And again, this isn't going to be the make or break, but I do think that this will tell us a lot about where we're at rather than sort of where we're going. And so Black Bolt and White Flare were revealed a couple days ago. Like I mentioned, all 156 Unova Pokemon are going to be at least an illustration rare. And so I think there's rumored to be 700 to 800 cards in the set, which is insane. And so I think, you're going to have a lot of people chasing, individual cards. And it's just going to mean that it's going to be harder to pull certain cards. And, if you really want, the Zebstrika, AR or, SAR, whatever it ends up being, it might be tougher to get that one because you're going after not only a tougher rarity being an IR rather than just sort of a rare, but you're also competing against 155 other Pokemon that you might be pulling that IR for. And so anyways, I think that there is a lot of things with this set that could really sort of, I don't even want to say the word rebound because it's not like we're free falling, or it's not like we're in, a dip. We're just, things are kind of settling. It's not going up and up and up like it has been. But with Black Bolt and White Flare, I think if this set does what some people think it might, I think we could continue to see that, trend where, we're plateauing a little bit, and I could see it going, further again, going up. So that will be interesting. But what I wanted to talk about in today's video specifically is the pre-orders. So Destiny Rivals and Journey Together, both English sets, that were released on Pokemon Center's website. This is the official Pokemon, website where you buy, trading cards. Those sold out in minutes, and the bots just took over. And doesn't matter if you were well prepared. Didn't matter if you were using, services like Poke Notify. It was tough, and you were lucky to get one. With this one, we have a much different story. So with Black Ball and White Flare, pre-orders went live on Pokemon Center USA around 11:40 a.m. Central Time, and they were up for about 5 hours in terms of people getting in the queue, waiting a good amount of time, an hour, hour and a half, 2 hours, and getting getting 2 boxes. So walk you through what sort of it looked like. So you'd hop in the queue, and when you got through the queue, you were then able to pick both the Black Bolt and the White Flare ETBs. So with this set, again, it's a special dual set. And so each set will have its own ETB. So the Zekrom ETB is the Black Bolt, and you have the Reshiram ETB, which is the White Flare. 2 ETBs. You could get both of them. So one they got through the queue, and if they weren't sold out, you'd grab 2 ETBs. You could. For MSRP, $60. And so you had 5 hours of people waiting in line, getting through the line, buying ETBs successfully. And I think more than one time, I would join the queues just to see what the numbers were looking like. I had already bought mine. We were over 4 million people in the queue. And this was like just 2 hours in. Like, I got in that queue of 4 million, and I ended up getting back on the site. I didn't purchase anything, but I got back on just to see what it was like. And you could still buy. And so my point is, we had such a stark contrast in terms of what it is that buyers and the audience could expect from Pokemon Center with Black Bolt and White Flare compared to Destiny Rivals, Journey Together, etc. And so there's a couple of thoughts about this, right? So one, it means that Pokemon is printing out the wazoo. And when it comes to Black Ball and White Flare, printers are on, 1,000% going full throttle, and they're just printing this set into the ground. That is what the fans want. They want more product. They can't get it because of, super high prices, scalpers, low print volumes, things like that. With this, if what we saw today is because they have printed this into the ground, I think we will see prices start to drop, right? I think this cooling period will continue. I don't know if it will be, I think it will definitely be a hype set. But I think if what we saw is a good reflection of the volume, we could see product on shelves and staying there, which would be a huge relief to so many people. So that's option one. Option two is not as good for the market in general, but it is good when it comes to people who are, in the know, are kept up to date and go for these drops, right? Second option is that Pokemon Center has just done a fabulous job when it comes to combating bots and the scalpers. And so, I don't know the nitty gritty, but basically Pokemon Center has implemented new techniques in their queuing system that are preventing bots from checking out. And so what you saw today were many, people, literal people buying these boxes because of it. You're a human. It takes about, a minute, 2 minutes to check out. With the bots, it's seconds. And so you had, I won't say no bots, but you had a lot less bots actually being successful and more human beings being successful. And so option two is that Pokemon Center has just, done their homework and they're in a much better spot with their bot handling and these drops that they're doing. And so you're just having a lot more people being successful there. Now, again, that wouldn't bode super well with the market as a whole, because that would still mean that we're sort of going to expect the same sort of volume, the same sort of amount of product as we've been seeing with Journey Together, Destiny Rivals, Prismatic Evolutions. And so that would sort of be like a worst case scenario when it comes to the market as a whole, because you'd have super hype set, maybe the craziest set in a long time. I don't, people are saying that this is the next 151. It could be bigger than the next than 151. This is the new 156, right? And so if that happens, then we're going to reset, I think, this whole 151 scenario again, where 151 was just printed and reprinted for so long, and it's still so scarce because it's so sought after, it's so nostalgic, and we're seeing the exact same factors in that we saw in 151 in this new Black Bolt White Flare 156 dual set. And with prices of what they are right now, I think that I just think the hype would be insane, and it would continue, and especially with sort of the new dynamics of the set itself, where you have 156 cards that you're shooting after, illustration rares or special illustration rares. Maybe you're shooting for this one card that you really love the artwork for, but it's impossible to pull, and so that could spell disaster for the market. Super fun times in terms of the sets from afar, but if you're in it, I think it'd be really rough. So I'm hoping that we saw option 1 today, where they have prepared, where they have continuously said that they are going to boost the printing volumes for their sets, and that they've actually done it from the get-go with Black Bolt and White Flare. So I'm hoping that that's the case. We'll see over the next couple of weeks how other third-party retailers like Best Buy, Walmart, how those go. And if those are sort of immediate sellouts, that could be an indicator of, maybe we are going with option 2, where Pokémon Center just has done a really great job with their site. But like I said, only time will tell. We'll have to wait and see. The set releases July 20, sometime in July, sometime late July. So we have a couple weeks. This pre-order was actually sooner than I think the reveal of the sets were sooner than anticipated. So this is a whole wonky set in general. We still have 144 IR/special illustration rares to be revealed. So over the next couple coming weeks, we're gonna have a lot to show off here on Zippy's Card Corner. A lot more videos to come, sort of discussing what this means for the market and things like that. So really excited to have you. Thank you for watching. And if you're in the market for Japanese Pokemon cards, head on over to zippyscardcorner.com, where you can purchase some, where we're doing sort of below market prices for a flat fee, flat rate shipping, I mean. But either way, I appreciate your support. If you like the video, go ahead and like it and subscribe to the channel, so you don't miss out on any other upcoming content and videos. Follow us on Instagram, follow us on TikTok. We post daily shorts there, along with videos about news and updates and things like that. So it's a good time. But anyways, I'm going to let you go. I will catch you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching.